booed or something like that.
Yeah.
Are you guys better now, or still there's no?
No, I don't hang around with pedophiles.
This has been coming for a long time.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
The end of the Republican Party has many iterations, starting in 2015 as Trump's sick populism destroyed their moral backbone.
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
That are sexual assault. And he was 59 or 60 years old when he said it. This wasn't something that he said when he was 18 years old. He's talking about a feeling of entitlement because he's a star. He can go up to women and grab them by the vagina. And it's okay. He won't get in trouble for it. It's really offensive on just a basic human level. Who did he do that to?
Well, first of all, I don't know that he did to anyone.
You know what? So what if he wants to grab pussy?
And as the Trump ascension grew, many conservatives abandoned their own personal virtues and values for the glitter and the rouge of power and fame. But that came with a price. And the price was absolute loyalty to a burgeoning psychopath.
I know a lot of Republicans want retribution. They want to do that. We're going to see what happens.
It's a terrible, terrible path that they're leading us to. And it's very possible that it's going to have to happen to them.
Revenge does take time, I will say that.
It does.
And sometimes revenge can be justified.
But that wind has shifted, and the storm is headed inland. And as Trump's mental acuity slides, that loyalty is disintegrating. And like rats on a sinking ship, all bets are off.
The 5-seat majority. We passed H.R. 1, Energy Independent, H.R. 2, Border Security Bill, Parents' Bill of Rights. What has passed since I've been gone?
What has passed since you've been gone?
A lot of CRs. But they said they had to throw me out because I passed a continuing resolution, which is a CR. They just did that last week. They didn't even pass the appropriation bills.
So
maybe what Matt said was not true on the floor, that he was doing this because of a continuing resolution. That's why he wanted it stopped. Because you've had 3 or 4 more since then.
And by the way, how is the relationship now? Because I know I saw you guys at the RNC where he walked up to you while you're talking to somebody. You wouldn't be on the stage. You would be booed or something like that.
Yeah.
Are you guys better now, or still there's no?
No, I don't hang around with pedophiles. I'm sorry. And I don't think it. Look, these young women deserve justice. Can you imagine you're a member of Congress. You pay by Venmo to have sex with women. This woman is a junior in high school. You supply them with drugs. There's all these other reportings where he leaves a Trump event, uses his campaign money to rent a hotel, and lines out the cocaine for the other women that he paid inside the hotel room. Maybe they were over the age of 18. And I understand he doesn't want that to come public, but I'm not going to influence an ethics committee to try to take over to protect him.
Wow. That, of course, is former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy talking about Matt Gaetz, a.k.a. Rapey McForehead, and the disintegration of their relationship. Look, I'm no lawyer, but McCarthy just said in public that Gaetz is a pedophile.
Sex charges against me.
The skinny on Matt Gaetz is there are a lot of witnesses who saw him with drugs and underage girls. And when Trump is at his apex, well, Rapey McForehead felt strong and confident and virile.
The women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions. Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb.
So much he attacked McCarthy, and he almost ousted him from his speaker role. And as you heard, Kevin has a long memory. But McCarthy, of course, has some skeletons of his own when it comes to January 6th and his strong condemnation of Trump, followed immediately by him tucking back his junk and dancing for tiny fingers. Okay, you see my point. The Republican Party, once the party of Lincoln, is now the party of John Wilkes Booth. Add that to the latest catfight between Dairy Queen and Laura Loomer, and you see where this is headed.
A fantastic woman, a true patriot, Laura Loomer. This woman is amazing. Laura Loomer. Where is she?
The great Laura Loomer. Some of you know Laura. She's a fantastic person, great woman.
Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always.
This woman makes Marjorie Taylor Greene sound like Madeleine Albright. Watch.
This is such an important election. I don't think that she has the experience or the right mentality.
Apparently, Dairy Queen thought she was Trump's steady girl, but Donnie apparently has eyes for Laura. And add that to Melania's new book where she calls out Republicans on abortion, and I think you get the picture. Shit's going down. Then there was Laura, Can I Give You a Hand Boebert, and her infamous night at the movies.
Boebert. Say it 3 times and she appears in security video from a weekend performance of Beetlejuice, where the congresswoman was kicked out of the theater for being disruptive. The DCPA says she was vaping. Boebert's team denied that, said the haze was from fog machines in the show. That claim goes up in smoke when you see the video. The pregnant woman sitting behind Boebert told the Denver Post she asked her to stop vaping, and Boebert refused. Her one-woman show continued, taking flash photos, raising her hands and dancing, often the only one clapping or standing up in the crowd. Boebert occasionally took a break from being disruptive to enjoy the company of her male companion. He briefly had a grasp on the situation before ushers returned.
Boebert splashed on the scene as a Trumpy gal whose husband had been arrested for exposing himself to teenage girls. And no, he and Matt Gaetz aren't friends. And then last spring, Trump endorsed her.
And that is why yesterday, the greatest president of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump, has fully and completely endorsed me in this race.
But then the polls showed she was going to get creamed in her own district, so she wanted to switch districts, only to find an old-school Republican, Ken Buck, standing in her way. Buck was going to retire the next year, but he retired early just to with Boebert. And that's the GOP today.
The latest 538 New York Times polls show the Democratic presidential nominee surging in 7 of the 9 key states. Kamala Harris now holds a 7-point lead in Virginia, a 6-point lead in Minnesota, a 3-point lead in Wisconsin, and a 2-point lead in Nevada.
Kamala Harris has completely changed the descent of the GOP, and she's doing it with flair and confidence. Add that to Trump's debate collapse, as well as his insane positions on everything from immigration.
Welcome to our country from the Congo. Where do you live in the Congo? We live in prison. Oh, that's right. They released them from prison. I don't think they wanted to ask what they did, but they're coming in from Africa.
To the economy.
We're doing tariffs on other countries.
By the way, what happens when you, what does happen when you put tariffs on goods and you stop immigration and force migrants to leave? Isn't that going to be inflationary? Of course.
To abortion.
In other words, we'll execute the baby.
To immigration.
They're eating the dogs.
You know, perhaps nothing better exemplifies the death of the GOP than Liz Cheney. Cheney held her nose and voted with Trump 95% of the time until January 6th. But then, the daughter of the Prince of Darkness himself, Dick Cheney, watched the insurrection and could take no more.
I say this to my Republican colleagues who are defending the indefensible. There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
Right here, you can see a slight shadow of what the Republican Party used to be, a party of principles and values that Democrats may not have embraced, but nonetheless respected. That party would have never tolerated Matt Gaetz or Kevin McCarthy. They would have run Boebert, Dairy Queen, Gosar, Cotton, Jordan, and many others out of town. But now they're trying to breathe life into a corpse. If there's a moral to this story, it's this. After Trump is defeated, the Democrats need to reach out to the Republicans like Cheney, Kinzinger, Romney, Murkowski, and ask this question. What the hell happened? But we already know the answer. It's money.
I'm very rich.
After Citizens United, corporations could, through super PACs, dole out billions to candidates and their parties to get what they want. And they did, and they still do. And the politicians knew that in order to win, they had to cut corporate taxes and regulations to keep the money flowing.
I don't hang around with pedophiles.
Kevin McCarthy may be right about Gaetz, but where's the same truth about Trump? You can't hedge your bets here, Kevin, because the whole world is watching. And if you're hoping we'll forget your part in this nightmare, think again.
Goddamn right. I don't want to talk about this stuff.
It's not fair.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Who's with me?
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.